It's an interesting weather week coming up for the United States, looks like, as we've got some potential for snow in the Great Plains, plus Tropical Storm Karen in the Gulf of Mexico currently has a chance to be the first landfalling hurricane in the United States of 2013. In Lafayette, currently it's 81 degrees with a dew point of 65, so you can attribute that as to why it's so humid outside. Wind speeds are south at 12 miles an hour, and humidity is currently at 58%. Current temperatures right now, it's still fairly hot across the eastern part of the country, as the eastern seaboard is seeing mostly temperatures in the 80s or high 70s. However, in the Rocky Mountain areas and the northern parts of the country, it's beginning to cool off as the cold fronts from Canada is starting to move into the United States. Looking at more regional temperatures, Indiana, you can see, is mostly in the high 70s or low 80s right now, and that should cool off for as we move further into the nighttime hours. Looking at the regional radar, we've got some scattered thunderstorms around the region that are popping up and that should continue to pop up during the nights. We have a decent band coming into northwest Indiana at the moment, and that should produce scattered thunderstorms for the northern part of the state over the course of the nights. Here's a satellite map of the region at the moment with pressures overlaid, and you can see a low pressure area is currently centered over Kansas right now, and it's going to probably be moving northeast as the weekend progresses. And you can see the cloudiness associated with it in the northern part of the country. Tomorrow's forecast shows a very interesting mix of weather, as we're going to have a front moving into Iowa, and that's going to bring possibilities for all sorts of things, including severe weather over much of the plains, all the way from Oklahoma to Wisconsin. And behind that will be a large amount of cold air, and that's going to bring a large possibility of snow to areas like Nebraska and the Dakotas. And then meanwhile, looking down the Gulf, you can see Tropical Storm Karen currently making its way through the Gulf, and that's predicted to make landfall along the Gulf Coast probably within the next 3 days or so, potentially as a strong tropical storm or maybe even a hurricane. Looking at Saturday's forecast, you can see the extratropical cyclone coming through the United States is going to strengthen as the low moves in through the Dakotas, and that's going to bring rain throughout, basically from Minnesota all the way down through Texas, and it will eventually reach Indiana and bringing widespread rain showers over through the area over the weekend. And there is also a potential chance for snow to come along through the back end, but not nowhere through Indiana, so we should be safe through that. Currently, or for tonight's forecast, it should be getting into the mid-60s, and we'll have a slight chance of thunderstorms throughout the entire state. But it should stay relatively humid throughout the night. And then for tomorrow's temperatures, it's going to get into the mid-80s most likely and stay mostly sunny throughout the day. There is a small chance of thunderstorms happening in the afternoon, but for the most part, it will remain sunny. For the 7-day forecast, this weekend it's going to stay in the 80s, and then as the front moves through, it's going to cool off significantly next week, as temperatures will be reaching only into the 60s on Monday, and through Tuesday through Thursday, temperatures will stay rather mild as they'll reach only into the lower 70s.